Novak, such a pleasure to see you, even though through different format. It's great to have you on board. First of all, please allow us to give you our warmest congratulations to you on your setting up a new world record for most weeks, namely 311 weeks at world number one position in ATP rankings. Wow, what a marvelous performance. So, we'd like to know, what is your take on this kind of milestone, if you will?
Well, thank you so much. It's great to speak to you again, and I miss being in China. It's been a few years. I miss my Nol FM Chinese supporters, and hopefully I can have a chance later this year or maybe next year to see them very soon and play tennis in front of them. This record is definitely a tribute to the love and commitment I have to this sport. I'm obviously very thrilled, very happy, fulfilled, joyful to experience this kind of achievement and this kind of milestone. And I don't think I'm yet aware of it, the dimensions of it at least, and the intensity of kind of achievement that is not, I feel, only my achievement or achievement of my family and all the people close in my life that have supported me and have enabled me to really play this sport that I truly love and that have brought me so much joy in life. I feel that I still have lots of enthusiasm and motivation to still keep on competing. I have a lot of, I feel like, still goals to achieve. I love competing. I feel that this inner child inside of me is still inspired to play tennis on a global level and on a global scale. This is the sport that I truly fell in love with when I was only 4 years old, and I was always enjoying the very essence of being on the court and holding a tennis racket and hitting a tennis ball. To me, it was at the beginning always a game and true emotion, just being there.
You've been very modest, really. But Novak, really, everybody knows that last year was a tough year, a roller coaster for many people, including for you as well. I'm just saying, when you went through so much, your perseverance was right there. Your strong determination was right there. I think all these elements should be added to your, attributed to your success right here. You wouldn't argue with that statement, would you?
Well, I think to be able to finish the year as a number one tennis player in the world and the rankings is a really huge task, and it's a kind of a paramount challenge, because you have to be consistent throughout the entire season. You need to really bring out your best, and whether you play, so to say, in front of the small crowds or big crowds, regardless of the so to say category and the level of the tennis tournament that you are part of, you really need to bring your A game all the time. So the intensity and the focus and determination on and off the court as well throughout the entire season is very high. So of course it requires a lot of effort. It requires a lot of energy and perseverance, as you mentioned. It requires really an adjustment to the lifestyle, and it requires a lot of support from the closest people in your life. The environment needs to really feed you with that energy, with that drive. I always look for that kind of a wind in my sails from my closest entourage. So I think that's what helps me and what drives me still, and to be able to have a highest aspiration in this sport.
Totally. But Novak, having achieved what you have right now, how optimistic are you to really try your best to extend this record or to extend this streak to stay atop?
As I said, previously, it's kind of hard to really marvel this moment and this achievement fully, even though I really tend to always live in the present moment as much as I can and be happy and joyful and really be aware of what is happening in my life, and particularly on these very special occasions. But at the same time, tennis life and the tennis professional tennis season is such that we constantly have new challenges, new tournaments. And so I have to very quickly turn the next page basically and prepare in several weeks for a new tournament and keep on going. So I do, as I was previously saying, still feel that the fire, the flame inside of me that motivates me, that inspires me to, conquer new heights in this sport and to, create, new milestones and leave a mark. I have been followed and looked up to by many young tennis players, in my country, in my region, but all around the world. And this is a huge responsibility for me, but at the same time, also huge motivation, because I really want to, serve as a good example on and off the court.
Indeed. When you say you want to conquer perhaps some new heights, would that include namely one of the biggest one, that is the Grand Slam race? Because you mentioned that could be one of your missions there as well. When you get this mission accomplished, would that to make you feel that you need to adjust your career strategy a little bit?
Yes, you're right. I mean, obviously, probably two greatest achievements that any tennis player could possibly achieve are, now that I have achieved the historic number one, obviously I am going to turn my attention as much as I possibly can towards Grand Slams and trying to win as many of Grand Slams as possible. Of course, I'm not the only one. There's Roger and Rafa, obviously, that are they have 20 Grand Slams that are still playing actively, and not just actively, but they are holding the top spots of the men's tennis ranking and still playing at an extremely high level. And then we have the new generation of tennis players that is coming up and that are challenging the three of us. So it's going to be very demanding, future for me in terms of trying to reach those goals and win slams. But it's not something I'm familiar with that, and who knows what it's going to bring. I cannot predict the future, but I'm going to for sure try my best to create the best possible future for my own career and of course people around me.
And this year, of course, the Tokyo Olympics actually is around the corner. So are you considering it? Are you actually going to be there? And people really wonder, and I think we need to raise this question, if I may.
Yes, I would like to be part of the Olympic Games. Of course, that's definitely one of the highest priorities this year. And we're all hoping that the Olympics will happen this year. And of course, the circumstances that we are in are challenging. That are not that easy, of course. But I will do my best to make myself ready to compete in Tokyo.
Right. People obviously love this kind of positive competitiveness, as you mentioned. And also for you, at the age of 33, you're still in your prime. And we say, it's just only fair to say that you have a lot of gas left in your tank. I mean, perhaps for you to crack some another landmark is only a matter of time. Is that so?
Well, age is just a number, they say. I truly live up to that kind of philosophy. I don't see myself as an old tennis player.
Not at all.
I don't really pay too much attention to that. I know that, of course, biologically things are different than they were 10 years ago. That's a fact. But I still, as I was mentioning before, have the drive, have the motivation, have the love, most of all, towards and passion towards this sport. Because if I don't have that, it would be very difficult for me to continue doing what I'm doing on a very high demanding level and being able to compete for the world's highest tennis goals. I'm going to keep going. I don't know for how long, but as long as that flair is still in me.
Novak, it's great to know that you will be able to try your best to come to China and also, of course, to attend the Olympics. And such a pleasure talking to you. We know that you have a hectic schedule ahead. Once again, our congratulations to you on your greatest achievement. Thank you so much and best of luck to the 2021.
Thank you.
谢谢。